Hey everyone, welcome back to the Socially Awesome channel. I am here today with Sharon. I am so excited to be bringing you Sharon. Her group is called Slay Your Sparkle. So if that gives you any inclination into what this interview is about to be, I love that name. I can't get it. I can't get it out of my head. Slay Your Sparkle. So thank you so much, Sharon, for being here with us today. I'm so excited for you to tell us a little bit about what you do and who you serve and how my community can learn from you.
Oh, thank you, Elise. I am so excited to be here with you. We connected through the Gold Digger community in Nashville, and we love the same color.
Yes.
And I love your beach background because my
Thank you.
profile picture has that as well. So we were aligned like that. But I just loved it from the minute I met you. I love all your energy and you're just so positive. And I saw how you were so willing to share in some of the settings that I was in. And I was like, oh, this woman is a prize because, when people are willing to share openly like that, I just love that. So I could see that you're a good woman and I see what a good mama you are already. And so, for me to be here was really special.
Thank you so much. And thank you for saying that. I think it's important for, have had, present and past tense, a lot of limiting beliefs. And a lot of times we tell ourselves, we can't do it or we don't know how to do it. And so I kind of feel compelled to share as much as I can because I know as women, we struggle with that. So thank you for noticing that. I do definitely try to share as much as I can. And I'm excited to hear about your background because you were practicing for a while and now you're getting into coaching. So let's start off with all of that. Like, tell me about your background. What do you do? Who do you serve? I'm
So
excited.
so thanks. So I went to college back in the day when 2-year college got you a really good job. So I had a hospital job. I was the first one in my family to go to college. I'm an Irish Catholic background, but my mom was very unavailable as an alcoholic, unfortunately. And so, I became like the mom for my sister, 2 years younger. And so I was one of those kids who grew up like really fast. But fortunately, I had God in my life always and through my grandma. And so this is just a little background, but I always wanted more than what I was living. So somehow I just pushed and shoved my way through stuff. But I had a lot of childhood trauma and a lot of limiting beliefs that I didn't know I had. I just thought it was normal. I just thought how I felt was normal. So as I went on in life, I just kept doing more and more to promote myself. Like I just was so bored in the lab, drawing blood and taking care of patients. And I was really good at it, but I went and got my bachelor's in nutrition while I worked full time. Then I went to chiropractor. That was 2 years of really tough times, but someone in my family, my Aunt Adelaide, took care of me and let me do that. And then I became a chiropractor, and it was really wonderful. But then I met my husband, so we were a little older parents. Well, not parents, older couple trying to have a baby. And we went through 5 years of infertility. I mean, and I know you've struggled as well. So we wound up adopting, which is another whole chapter of my life. But it just shows you that if you want something bad enough, you can get it. So I was always that kind of person. So then, when I loved taking care of patients. I loved it. It was just like part of my passion in life to help others. So, but then when I had my kids, I decided to stay home with them because they were my world. They meant so much to me. So I stayed home and I eventually got out of practicing. And then I was just bored because I was at school all the time, but I wanted to do something. So I started substitute teaching. And then that led me to getting a teaching degree But 5 years of that, and I was like, oh my gosh, I want to be an entrepreneur again. I missed it. I missed that, like what you feel as an entrepreneur. So there I fell into network marketing, and the best part of my life started because I found out about personal development, self-development. Now, I had known a little bit. I used to hear Tony Robbins. I'd listen to his in my car cassette player and stuff. I would listen to him. So I knew that stuff was out there, but like a normal person doesn't go out looking for that, really.
Right.
So that's what network marketing gave me. And then through all of that, I was through different companies and stuff. And then I just started loving like how I started to feel. And I loved all the positivity. And I started working on myself. And I've actually done Bob Proctor's um, uh, um, Thinking into Results, which is a very big program. And it changed. You see the limiting beliefs.
Yeah.
So, and then I found Kimberly Olson, and I've been following her. And so I was in one of her programs, 6FB, and then I went into her other program, and my eyelash just fell off. Okay, I'm just taking that off. So anyway, so what happened was, as I grew and grew, I started to see that all women have the potential to be a coach, because
Yeah.
I'm just getting the other one off so I don't look crazy.
That's good.
And that's the thing, like going through the all the changes, I could see that, I was doing Facebook Lives, and like the train would go by, my eyelash would fall off, and it wouldn't
Yeah.
even faze me, and so I mean, to have that confidence now is just, that's what I want to share that I do for women, is I will give you the confidence to find what's broken, find those little girl dreams that you may think are buried away, because I always knew that I was going to do something big in life. And just being a mom, being a wife, being a person is a big deal. But it just
Right.
depends on what's in your heart. And I knew, why do I keep getting this calling? And it's funny, I listen to Kimberly and I think, oh my gosh, like I feel that way. I feel like I'm called to do more, and I can't just sit. So that's where I feel that that's my passion, is inspiring women to really dig deep and see, like, what are those limiting beliefs? I had a lot of them. And even as a successful chiropractor, I wasn't happy because I was broken and I had anxiety. And I found this really interesting, how God like puts things in our way. I was listening to a podcast, and this surgeon, spinal surgeon, comes on, and he no longer practices, but he told a similar story. He said, I had the perfect life. And like I did too. I had a beautiful husband, a beautiful family. I had a practice. I was not happy. And he was not happy. And he went to therapy and therapy. And then finally he realized that it was the brokenness in him. And now he has a podcast and he helps people. And I was like, wow, that's like my story. I feel like this is where I'm supposed to be, coaching women to find out what is broken in their life and how we can fix it, and how we can like find out, do they want to be an author, a coach, run a business. I mean, I started network marketing. I'm sure you did too. I didn't know anything about it.
No,
And
I'm on my third round because I think we have to grow and
right.
change through it. And yeah, I absolutely agree.
So as I grew and did a lot of different things with network marketing, I'm still like you. I'm an affiliate for a lot of different things, that because I like the products. And
Right.
so I do it. And then I buy a lot of products. Like, here's some of my little nails I have from one of my friends who does like that, the press on nails. I buy from my friends because I want to support other women that
Right.
have small businesses like yourself, who are trying to be home with their kids or their grandkids, or just want to leave that 9 to 5. So it's such a wonderful, rewarding profession. And I'm glad to be able to come out and talk about that. And, for me, I just think that because I've been through so much and I've lived a little longer than most of the girls doing this, and I want to show women that, what, it doesn't matter if you're in your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, you can still have the most fabulous time in life.
Right. Right.
And
And I mean, you say that, and the only reason I chuckle is because and I'm in my 30s, but a large majority of my clients and women that I work with on social media are 50s, 60s, even into 70s, because they have either, we lived in this, I'll say, pre-COVID era. And then during COVID, we were all kind of locked away for a while. And COVID's not the only thing about it. And sometimes I hate even talking about it, but I really do think the last 2.5 years have made people open their eyes to say, I want to do something different. I was meant for more. Or they've started connecting with people online. Like, you live in Pennsylvania, right?
Yes.
And I'm in Mississippi. So like, we never would have crossed paths if it wasn't for social media or for, an online program. And I have a lot of ladies, like I said, that I help that are 50s, 60s, 70s, because they are either retired and they're like, I'm retired from my 9 to 5. I want to do something for fun now. I want to do something that I actually enjoy. I worked my butt off for years just to make money. Now I want to do this because I enjoy it, not just for the money. And I mean, that's what I do. I help people learn social media. So those are the ladies that come to me. So I chuckle just because you said it as if you're the only one, but you're not. And I love it because we're able to connect all over the world. I connected with someone in Ireland the other day. I would have never met that lady in my life. I've never been to Ireland. It's on my list, but so I love it. And I love that you are empowering women. I love that. You're empowering them to find their passion and work through that and slay their sparkle. That's awesome.
Yes, and I feel that, I felt the same way. I've talked to people in the UK, Australia, and
I was gonna say, I was with somebody in Australia the other day too.
Yeah. And I mean, the first time that happened to me, I was like, oh my gosh, if I didn't step out of my comfort zone, I would never have all these wonderful, wonderful friends and community. And I think so many women that have finished raising their kids or is coming to the end of her career, they feel lonely. And they feel like my husband retired for the second time in July. But he's always busy. Like, he's always doing projects and stuff. What would I be doing with myself now that my granddaughter went to school? So I'm just like, I need something. This is so true. Cause I mean, we talk about affirmations, but like when I talk about affirmations, it's not like just getting a list and just saying them. You have to believe them.
Yeah.
And I teach you that, like, I go into my bathroom every morning and I say, hello, beautiful. And I mean it.
I love that.
But I didn't always think that.
Right.
And how many women feel that way,
Right.
And, I listened to another woman that I had met through a network marketing company, and I don't even personally know her, but she said that she would stand there without her towel on and say those words. That's where it came from. And say, I am a daughter of the King.
Yeah.
I am made beautiful. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is what I need. And I started doing that I want women to feel beautiful today.
Right.
Doesn't matter. We all have wrinkles and rolls and varicose veins or whatever. There's always something. Because you can listen to the celebrities and they feel the same way. They look beautiful, but they're not feeling beautiful. So if I can get women to look in the mirror and say that and believe that and feel beautiful and feel successful, we've all done positive things, but we immediately go to the negative.
Yeah.
And like, I have a puppy I talk so nice to my puppy. I talk so nice to my granddaughter. I need to talk to me that way,
That's true. It
and
is.
that's the thing, when you start really believing what you say to yourself,
Yeah.
get rid of those negative thoughts. So that's a big part of what I start with, is that really starting with your mindset
Right.
and building.
And
Yeah.
I love that because, I've told a couple of people that this week actually was, um, when when I first got into a coaching program, I've only been doing my business full time for 5.5 months. So it was 5.5 months ago, basically. And I skipped the mindset chapter. And I was like, I'm confident, like I'm good. Let's go. Let's move past it. And it wasn't until a couple chapters in, I started really realizing that I had these limiting beliefs, and I had these beliefs that were holding me back. And once I went back and started on that, and I started doing the affirmations daily, I started, like you said, not only just writing them, because I would do what they told me. I'd write 5 a day, but actually like sitting with them and believing them, saying them in the mirror, actually believing them. Then I was like, okay, I've got everything it takes. I've got the skill, I've got the experience. I can do this. And when I started showing up as that person, everything changed. And I love that you're helping other women do that, because, I struggled with that for 3 months, just sitting here wallowing in my sorrows that I couldn't do this. What did I do? I quit my job. I left my job. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And I had all the experience. It was the mindset. It was the mindset. And I think it's a constant struggle for women, that we have to have daily practices, like you said, to continue to remind ourselves, because there's so many things coming at us all the time. Like you said, even as a grandmother, even though your children are grown, you still have daily responsibilities that you help them with as a grandma. So there's still things being thrown at you left and right, even though your children are grown. And I think as women, it's so important. So it's just, I love that you're doing that. I love that you're doing that. I love that you're helping women that way, because it took me a while to realize I needed help that way. And I hope there's listeners out there, people watching, listening, wherever you're following, wherever you're hearing this at, that you realize your mindset is usually your biggest struggle. Once you get past your mindset, you have everything inside you. And Sharon can help you. Dr. Sharon can help you. So that kind of leads me into my next thing. So I know you go live Tuesdays and Thursdays, noon, and that's what, Eastern time?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, noon Eastern time. And on Tuesdays, you do
Interviews.
interviews. You interview other female entrepreneurs, kind of like we're doing here.
Yes,
Nice.
because I feel like you do, that hearing other women's stories can touch, other women and give them the inspiration, because it might be one thing that you say that inspires someone, and they hear it from different people and my story is a little different than your story. So I love being able to do that. And then on Thursdays, I'm doing free coaching, and I encourage my listeners and my group to let me know what they want to hear. So we just started it. So the first week was attraction marketing and what it is and why it's so important. And then last week, because it was so new, I just interviewed myself, basically, and giving an intro about what's going to go on and how important it is to be able to talk about whatever the struggles that people have are.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And that's going to be the best way for people to connect with you, is in your group. Is that right?
Yes. It's on Facebook, Slay Your Sparkle. And
I'll make sure we have the link in the show notes. If you're wherever, like I said, wherever you're watching, because this will run in a couple different places. But if you're on the podcast, make sure to check the show notes. I'll definitely have Dr. Sharon's links for you to connect with her on her platforms. She has got a poppin' TikTok channel. Make sure you go find her. She does videos, which I love. Of course, I love video strategy. So make sure to connect with her there, but also hop into Slay Your Sparkle, because she does free coaching. She does do events. I know tonight, the day we're recording this, she has a training. It won't go live until after the training is over, but I'm sure she does lots of trainings in there. And make sure you're hopping in there so that you can get that from her, because I think it's so important to learn from women that are doing it, and you are doing it. You are there. So I think it's important for people to connect with you. And I have loved having you. Tell me a little bit about what you see in your future. That's something that I want you to just tell me a little bit about where you're going in 2023. Where is Dr. Sharon going in 2023 that people can be looking out for from you?
So I just started my coaching package, and so I have one that's going to be in December, a short one, and then going into January. So I'm looking forward to helping women with group coaching and some private coaching. I'm also starting my podcast, so that will be coming out probably by January. And I just authored a book, a chapter in a book. It's called Women Warriors Collaboration. And so I'm really excited. That's going to
That's
be coming
awesome.
out in 2023. So, and I'm started that really gave me the incentive to start writing my own book. So I'm working on that as well. So there'll be a few things coming out.
Oh, that's so awesome. And I know you and I had chatted for a second about authoring books, because that's definitely on my list. I've started slowly typing up, my own, and I can't wait to read yours, because just all of the different experiences you have from practicing, and like you said, from the hospital to raising your kids to empowering yourself to empower other women. I can't wait to read it. So, and is there anything else you would like my audience to know? Because I know there's a woman out there that's listening, and she needs just that little extra inspiration. What would you end on?
Well, you know what? I can open up about one more thing, and that is, I know your daughter it's your son who's
My son.
is.
Mhm.
So, when my kids were in high school, they both had a difficult time for different reasons, and neither one had the experience that I was hoping for, unfortunately. And neither one of them went to college. And my son, who's just got married and has a daughter, he has a great career now, and I'm very, very proud of him. And the thing is, like, you have to just trust that you are a good parent and that you have instilled in them what's important, and they will find their way, and just always stay with them. And my other one is, has a lot of struggles with addiction and mental illness, bipolar, and has just also is transgender. So that's a lot to end the story on. But so I want other women to know that, I'm a good resource to reach out for if you need any support whatsoever, because I've weathered a lot of storms, and I'm still here, and I have joy every day. And believe me, I have struggles every day. But I'm here just to show you that, what, there were years when I was just like I had my head buried in the pillow, but that's not the way to live. And,
No.
it took me a lot of work to get to where I am. And I really want to be the voice for other moms, or, any woman who's trying to support this situation, because it is not easy. And my husband and I have gone through a lot of training, a lot of counseling, a lot. And I want to be there for anyone who needs a shoulder or an ear. So
I love that.
thank you.
We're going to end there, because I don't want to take anything away from that. I encourage you all to reach out to Dr. Sharon. She has been amazing. Thank you so much for being here with us today and for sharing and being vulnerable and opening up, because I think it's important that we do that, and it helps us build those relationships that we need to keep us going. So thank you all so much for listening here on the Socially Awesome channel. Until next time, make it simple, make it social, and make it awesome. See y'all next Tuesday.